Head on over to G2A and enter Kami's Crystal Cave to get some sweet deals on crystals and more. Remember to click on the lowest price and use the promo code KamiVS to get the best deal. G2A. What's going on, everyone? Kami here, and whew, boy am I happy right now. Why am I happy? Patch notes are out for 1.4 Dragon's Call, and they're all good, man. Like, I'm not upset at pretty much anything. A lot of balance, bugs, complete champion kit reworks, but I'm gonna save those for the end. For now, I quickly want to go over this new special store called the Vault, the new game mode directly tied into the Vault, and the new skins. So this new store, the Vault, it's gonna have 5 skins available to purchase. These skins will be Rave Mave, Academic Sky, Demon Slayer Zen, Jade Priestess Ceres, and lastly, the new skin for Furia, Aurora. Now, to purchase any of these skins in the Vault, you need a Vault Key. So how do you obtain a Vault Key? Well, one way they've announced is buying the Dragon's Call bundle. The Dragon's Call bundle will be 1,200 crystals, and it contains the 1 Vault Key, a Warder's Loading Frame, Pacify, a Legendary 3D Spray, Dragon Baller, oh my god, I actually love that, and Ancient Idol doubles your Dragon's Call reward track progress. We'll go over the track progress here in a second. What I wanted to show you was the 3 skins, starting off with Khan. This one's called Overlord. It's got this steampunk look to it. It's freaking sweet, dude. Next, you have the Shaolin skin, Outlaw. Just kind of gives you this blue glow kind of ethereal feel. And they did say that a lot of these skins tied in directly to the lore, and this is supposed to indicate that they're starting to armor up or beef up to get ready for the war. And the last skin, Moji Dragonborn, which definitely feels like they're getting ready for war. Look at this thing. Dragons are so damn cool. No more Derpy Dave, more like Dave the Destroyer. My god. You can purchase one of these 3 skins individually for 600 crystals, and at any time you decide to upgrade to the Dragon's Call bundle, which gives you all the skins, you'll receive a discount equivalent to the crystal spent. So you buy 1 skin for 600, then you buy the bundle, it only costs 600. Oh, and the last perk you get for the Dragon's Call bundle is you will receive all of the points, no matter what, at the end of this Dragon Call event. And that's referring to the new game mode, kind of like how the old Ascension Peak, you play it, you get progress. So even if you don't play any of it, at the end of it, you'll receive it all if you pay for the Dragon's Call bundle. Not bad, not bad. So let's jump into what the Dragon's Call game mode looks like. It's essentially capture the flag. You run to the middle, there's a ball. Now there's these beacons you have to throw this ball into, or is referred to as the key sphere. Whoever has the key sphere can either left click to throw it or right click to just drop it. The player that has the key sphere cannot be healed, and the player is revealed to all enemies. And if the carrier dies, the key sphere will drop at their location. If the key sphere is unattended, it will reset back to the middle after 10 seconds. The last things I want to note about the Dragon's Call game mode is it is a 4v4 game mode, not a 5v5. They said that 5v5s just felt a little bit too hectic and 4v4 felt just right. It's the first team to 4 points, which you get a point by putting the key sphere in the enemy's base, and it is a 15-minute time limit. If the timer runs out before your other team unlocks 3 seals, the team with the most points wins, and if the score is tied, the last team to touch the key sphere wins. If you want to see all the rewards you get for playing in this Dragon Call event, you can click on the link in the description below to find out. It'll also contain pretty much everything else I'm talking about in this video. There's a few other emotes and MVP poses, etc., but they haven't released them, so we don't really know what they're gonna look like, but I'm sure we'll be able to see them when the PTS comes out. And lastly, they changed the daily login rotation from 28 days to 14 days. Woohoo. But let's get on to the champion changes. Ooh, my heart is beating, girl. So many changes, and they're big changes. They're not just nerfs or buffs, they're like core kit changes. Let's first look at Androxus. His Defiance changed the functionality of Defiance to work as an extended energy punch, increase the range and reduce the frontal cone. So essentially just look at it like a cone, right? But it's thinner, it's tighter, but it has range, so you don't have to be up in their face to punch them. And it can hit multiple players. I like this change. Androxus already wants to be playing close, but he doesn't want to be in the opponent's face. It could just be crazy. And the talent Darkstalker has increased its health threshold from 40% to 50%. This is a buff. I dig it, but I still think Heads Will Roll is going to be the main one that people want to play. Could be wrong. Next is Ashe, and she got increased horizontal strength of jump on her Assert Dominus, which is her ultimate. They're not all winners. Bomb King had his talent Royal Subjects reduce radius increased by 30% to 20%. Now that's a nerf. And while I think it's a good nerf, right? I'm sure a bunch of people are tired of getting blown up behind walls. I just don't like the talent in general. It's a boring talent. I think they need to come up with something, I don't know, more unique. Well, Kami, what would you do? Well, shut up. I don't, okay. Okay. Buck's talent, Bucking Madness, has a new effect on it. Eliminations increase your attack speed by 20% for 10 seconds. Okay. It's better than the old Bucking Madness. I still think Ensnare and Bulk Up's probably going to be a little bit better, but I might be underestimating 20%. And it's elimination, so you do not have to get the final hit. Cassie. Whew. All right, here we go. Everyone hold your breath. Is it a buff? Is it a nerf? It's a nerf. The talent Impulse that used to give you 250 extra damage on your blast shot now only gives you 150. Thank you, high res. And Just Breathe has been changed, so instead of it scaling damage based on the distance, it now just deals a flat 850 damage if you are at least 120 feet away. How long is 120 feet? Like medium long range? That one I just can't tell you right now if it's gonna be good, overpowered, underpowered, because I need to feel what 120 feet feels like. I do want to say though that when Just Breathe was first introduced, I thought this is kind of how it was supposed to work from the beginning. Just Breathe felt like one where it was, if you're on a long range map like Frozen Guard, Timbermill, Fish Market, that you would choose Just Breathe because a lot of times you were just spamming corners from long range. This gives it an identity. So I like this change, but in general, it's a pretty boring talent. Eevee Snow Globe has increased its duration for your ult from 2 seconds to 3 seconds, and it's decreased its energy cost from 60% to 50%. Well, I don't know, man. I still don't think it's that good, but that extra second might be a big deal. And 10% less needed might be kind of big too, but not a big fan of it because you lose out on the mobility. Speaking of mobility, Wormhole has had its 1 second cooldown reduction on Blink removed. That needed to happen. She could just blink too much. Furia, the Kindle Soul, which is her heal, has had its range reduced from 175 to 120. That's huge. Just like a little over a 30% nerf on that. Gonna take some time to get used to this reduced range on her right click heal. They've also nerfed a couple of cards. Hollow Sight reduced the reveal length from 2 seconds per point to 1 second. And Light of Dawn, the one where you healed and you gave him the shield, instead of it giving 100 shield per point, it only gives you 50. Hollowed Sight, I don't really know if that was that needed, and the shield on the heal was insane. It was literally uncauterized health. Now to the moment I've been waiting for this entire video. GROHK has had some significant changes. Everyone calm down for a second. First, his lightning staff, just flat out, deals up to 30% increased damage the longer you are on a target. You can see here in this video it ramping up as he's continually hitting the target, but you can also see that you can miss a couple of ticks of damage, and as long as you go back to hitting the target, you'll retain that bonus damage. There's about a 0.5 second cushion time for you to miss, but as long as you're decent at tracking, you can keep that bonus damage. Sick. Increased DPS, check. Healing Totem is now deployable at 100 feet range, all the time, not with Spirit's Domain. All the time. Not to mention Spirit's Domain was like what, 5, 10, 15, 20? I don't remember what it was, wasn't that long. 100 feet, look at that thing. Now you can actually play from range. Oh baby, GROHK, he's back. But wait, there's more. This is the best change I have ever seen in my life. GROHK's ultimate, Tempest, now grants flight. I'm gonna give you a minute to really let that soak in. You fly when you ult with GROHK. It also had its radius increase and increase the duration so you actually feel like you can fly for a little bit. Now you're still kind of a sitting duck, but now that you can fly, you can kind of eliminate some of that sitting duck thing. Because although you're sitting, ducks fly together. And that's what GROHK is doing. He's flying to the top of the charts, labeled Kami's Love. But wait, there's more! Maelstrom has had its increased shock pulse cooldown reduction from 0.3 to 0.5. So you can right click that much more often. And the thing that Erez said years ago that Paladins will never have in this game, Spirit's Domain will now allow your lightning staff to apply a heal to allies. It's beautiful! Next we have Grover. Blossom has had its cooldown reduced from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. Felt like this has been needed for a while. Why is Pip's heal 10 seconds and you can frickin' throw it across the map? And Grover's locked down to a limited AoE section and it has 2 more seconds. I just never understood it. And the talent Deep Roots. Crippling Throw now roots for 1 second, which is what it does right now, but it bounces between enemies. That could actually be nutter butters. While it may not be the best talent for Grover, I think it's the funniest. Khan's talent, Leon's Shield, the one that increases the shield effectiveness, went from 60% to 100%. Khan just got that much more tanky. And then Maeve's talent, Street Justice, has been changed. Instead of it doing bonus damage depending on the health missing from the target, it now executes at 35% health or lower. Whew. This could be busted, but I don't know. It's hard to say until I actually get to play it, because you have to take into account that the bonus damage you got from both pounces was what really made it crazy. When I hear the word execute, I think an on-demand Lex ult on a 10-second cooldown. I think that's nuts. Plus, it doesn't have the huge telegraph startup. It's a pounce. Maybe the fact that you're missing out on damage on Cat Burglar, you're missing out on damage you would normally have for Street Justice with the bonus for the pounce. Maybe will be terrible. We'll have to see. Makoa's talent, Davy Jones Locker. Your shell spin now lasts until canceled and you can control its direction. Now, they didn't show it on the stream, but the way they described it, you essentially activate it and you can kind of steer with your camera. I think maybe think of it as a Bomb King ult. It even says in the developer's commentary, this is honestly just for fun. You better believe that's my number one choice for Makoa talents. Maldamba's talent, Wakono's Curse, now increases the snake toss projectile speed from 120 to 200. That's nearly double the speed, so it makes it a lot easier to hit it. But it has increased the internal stun timer from 3 seconds to 4 seconds, which means if you stun a target, you have to wait now 4 seconds when you grab this talent to stun again. As long as they don't bring back stun lock Damba, I'm fine with that. And Ripen Gourd, the one change that I can say without a doubt I absolutely hate. Gourd has now a 50% chance to not go on cooldown. That's right, RNG. Press your Q button, close your eyes, cross your fingers, and start spamming it again, and 50% of the time you'll throw out another one. And then 50% of the time after that, you'll throw another one again. And I'm sure there's like some probability calculations you can do, but KamiMath, hello? The Gourd effect does not stack, so you can't like throw 2 Gourds down and get double the heals. Moji's Toot removed the move speed bonus, no more flying like lightning, and it's also reduced its cloud duration from 6 seconds to 3 seconds. This is a Moji nerf. I actually completely skipped over that, I think. I don't know what I think about that. Moji's never really been overwhelming. Maybe she's just too strong in console or something. I've heard that she was picked a lot there. Seems like a bit over nerf, but maybe I'm crazy. Pip's talent, Combat Medic, has been changed. Instead of you getting bonus attack speed after you heal a target, now your weapon shots heal enemies. It's similar to the change with GROHK, but now Pip has it. The thing that kind of doesn't make sense to me though is it says in the developer commentary, Combat Medic was actively competing against Catalyst as the damage option for Pip. So they're kind of saying like, hey, we had 2 talents that did the same thing, so now this talent does more healing. But it's like, what is Mega Potion for? You essentially remove the problem of having 2 talents catered towards DPS, and now you have the issue of 2 talents catered towards healing. I still love the change though, and I can't wait to see how much healing you can put out by throwing explosives at your teammates. Saris's Restore Soul, her right-click heal, has had its range increased from 100 to 120. Cool, I dig it. And the Soul Collector now increases the max stacks from 8 to 15. So what is it, 3% per? So you're looking at 45% extra health and damage. Is it enough to make it like viable? I'm not talking viable as in level 3 nimble with Soul Collector, zooming around and spamming left click, but like viable where you'd see it in PPL. It's pretty tanky, I just don't know. Not my style of Sarah's gameplay at least. Shaolin's talent, Desert Shadow, now removes the 2-second stealth increase, so it just gives you the 30% increased damage. This is kind of rough. It makes it so the talent itself doesn't give you the bonus of being flanked on and having that 2 seconds extra of hiding, and then you can go Impaler, but then you lose the stun option. I think maps you wanted to go Desert Shadow, you might actually just want to go Recurve. I hope not. Recurve, again, another talent that I feel like is incredibly boring. Hopefully that doesn't become the number 1 talent for Shaolin. Tyra's talent, Hunting Party, makes it so Hunter's Mark now also has 2 charges. The way that it reads also makes me think that it also gives you the 30% increased damage for your whole team. I like it. Mercy Kill now deals 35% max health all the time. Pretty damn good. Tyra might be coming in, baby. She might be hitting the number 1 pick. Probably not, but this is definitely good buffs for her. And her card Favorite Quarry reduces the Hunter's Mark reveal from 2 seconds, now only does 1 second per point. Torvald Protection, his shield, has increased its base duration from 2 seconds to 3 seconds and has had its cooldown reduced from 9 seconds to 8 seconds. Oof, I don't miss the days of just having a Torvald running around pocket shielding a flank. At least he doesn't have a bubble that gives CC immunity, but we might see some more Torvalds coming in here real soon. Maybe not though, he's still pretty squishy. And Induction increased ammo regeneration from 1 per point, now does 2 ammo per point. Slight buff, woohoo. Victor's another champion that's had a massive change, not to his kit but to one of his talents. Assault Rifle has had its hipfire consistency improved, which just means the spread of your hipfire is less. It's more contained. You don't have to shove your rifle up someone's butt to hit all your shots. That's what I'm trying to say. The talent Firefight is now locked at default, and Gunnery is unlocked at level 12 for your champion mastery, and it's not called Gunnery anymore, it's called Burst Mode. New effect. Enable 3-shot burst mode on your assault rifle, increasing damage and improving effectiveness at range. this is interesting. This could be good, but also kind of sucks for close range. Like, yeah, okay, it's a long range map, but it's not always gonna be long range. If you're doing casual and you pick it and you go up against an Eevee on Timber Mill, it's like, okay, I like the 3-shot burst mode, but can I switch out of it? If you can switch between the two, I think that's sweet. Although I almost feel like it would be the #1 pick all the time. We'll just have to see about that. Will you be able to switch and what the DPS is on the 3-shot burst mode? Vivian has made it so the max deployable amount of sensory drones went from 1 to 2. All right, cool. And Booby Trap talent now applies a knockback and increase the arm time from 0.1 to 0.9. I think Booby Trap's the one where if you like throw a mine, it takes a second arm up, and then if anyone runs into it, it blows them up. But now it does a knockback. Cool. It's Vivian. Moving on. Ying has also had a huge change, and it's something that I've been wanting to see for a while, and it's a life exchange change. Not the change I expected, but a good idea from Hi-Rez. Shatter now instantly heals your target for 800 health, but no longer explodes illusions. So you can spam that right click all you want, but you don't shatter the illusion. Here's the kicker though. The new life exchange talent has a 5-second internal cooldown, which essentially means you get either an 800 health or a 1600 health heal every 5 seconds. Not bad. It's another number they can tweak to make this a balanced talent, and I think it's a good talent. And as I'm saying these words, I'm realizing I love the talent, but I honestly think it's going to be the only talent you're going to want to grab for Ying. And there you have an issue. Look at these 4 options you can have for talents, but if you want to win, pick Life Exchange. That's a bad thing to happen for a champion. That means the core kit is not there and it relies on a certain talent. This is the issue you run into when you have talents, items, loadouts, stuff like that. The thing that Hi-Rez needs to focus on is getting a base kit that's fun, interactive, and just good, and then find talents and loadouts that improve the base kit or change it, which is what they're trying to do, but some champions are stuck into a gotta choose this talent if you want to win. The last thing I want to go over is bug fixes. Again, if you want to see all of the bug fixes, link down in the description, but the ones that I've come across that I've been griping about for a while that's finally being changed is for Ashe. When she grabs the Fortress Breaker talent that increases her shield size, enemies can now actually see what this increased shield size looks like. I've never seen it before in my life. I've heard it's tall as a tower. Bomb King's Accelerant now properly speeds up Grumpy Bomb audio. Thank God, finally. They fixed some issues with Blink and Wormhole with Eevee, but I'm pretty sure that getting killed mid-blink is still gonna be there. Lag is a thing. Khan had a commander grab fix issue where it would pass through the body of characters with an active shield. I've seen that happen a few times. Maeve has had an issue fix where immediately after you pounce, if you use your 9 lives, you can cause the animation to play and you hear it, but the ability doesn't go off. That's happened to me so many times. And that's about it. Lots of things we went over today. Too many things really. But I'm excited to play this new patch. Expect a lot of gameplay videos coming out here real soon with these new changes. Are you excited about the patch? Let me know down in the comments what you're most excited for, or maybe things that you found in there that you're like, I don't know why this is here. Please, Kami, tell me why this is here. Oh, and one more thing. I also have a petition going on to try to get a Kami voice pack. If you'd like to vote and say that you'd be interested in having one, there is a link down in the description. Vote and help a Kami. All right, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm not gonna be one of those people who asks you to like and subscribe, so I'm not gonna ask.